comen. Todos comen.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Eliodoro Rodríguez López Stadium in Tenerife. This fixture this afternoon is from matchday 35 in La Liga Smartbank Tenerife, playing host to Mirandés. This is a game where both sides could jump quite a few places in the table, respectively with 3 points, but of course a defeat would be considered a huge step back for either side at this point in the season. 7 games remaining of this campaign, this topsy-turvy campaign that we are finishing off with, fixtures every 3 days at the moment. We are expecting, though, a very good game of football. Tenerife coming into this game off the back of a win in their last game away to Racing Santander. Mirandés, unfortunately, coming into this one on the back of a defeat, but have won 2 out of their last 3 games since restarting and returning to action in La Liga Smartbank. It is a sunny afternoon, although it is starting to set here in the Canary Islands, beg pardon. Of course, it is a long way to travel for any side, but yet again it is always complicated for the home side when they do have an away fixture. There we see both sets of substitutes for either side getting ready, taking their place, of course, in the stands now due to the current situation we're living in, the social distancing even between the players, between each other with their teammates, needing to respect those couple of meters of distance. Tenerife, the home side for today's fixture, currently sitting 14th in La Liga Smartbank table on 43 points. But their opponents, of course, sitting in 8th on 48. Only a 5-point gap, yet a 6 gap in terms of position. This is what's so enthralling of this competition. Such a level division. But of course, a win today for the visitors Mirandés would see them jump firmly into the playoff spots. Of course, quite a few sides in and around that area still waiting to play their game in matchday 35. Of course, both sides now do not walk out of the tunnel together. First the home side, then the visitors, Tenerife, in their white and blue strip already on the pitch. And here we see their lineup on the pitch. It is a 4-4-2 from Ruben Baraja. Ortolá starts in goal. Luis Pérez, Luis López, Sipcic and Muñoz make the back four. Shaq Moore and Bermejo play down the wings. Sanz and Luis Milla holding the midfield, with Joselu and Dani Gomez, the striking partners up front for Tenerife. Referee today, Jonander González Esteban, will take care of proceedings for this afternoon's game. Mirandés, the visitors, now also on the pitch. Both captains getting ready for the coin toss. Here is Andoni Iraola's Mirandés lineup. We have a 4-3-3. Beg pardon, 4-4-2. We're expecting it to be 4-2-3-1. Limones in goal. González and Quijera playing fullbacks. Sanyan and O'Day, the 2 centre-back pairing. Malsa and Guridi in front of them, with Joaquín Muñoz and Merkelanz playing down the side, and Álvaro Peña playing in the number 10 role in behind Marcos de Sousa. Both sides going with virtually their best 11s. One or two players here or there rested on the bench for today's fixture. Of course, with such a heavy and congested calendar, rotation is necessary. Use of the entire squad for all managers is a priority and a must. In fairness, it will be the home side, Tenerife, attacking from right to left on your screen in the blue and white. Mirandés defending their goal in red, attacking from left to right. Already possession with Tenerife. Back to them instantly after that a fail long pass. Shaq Moore, of course, normally playing right back for Tenerife. Today playing a slightly more advanced role. Will definitely help Tenerife defensively, but does also have the legs to push forward and help out the strikers. Mirandés, though, a very pacey side, very good with the ball. They'll be looking to get back to winning ways. Today it's a 25 degrees here at the Eliodoro Rodriguez Lopez Stadium. Not one of the hottest temperatures we've seen so far in La Liga Smartbank. Ortola playing the ball back to Luis Lopez. Perez tries to play the ball forward, looking for Moore, who'd made the run. Malsa deciding to keep possession for Mirandés, lay it back to the defense. Álvaro Peña coming really deep with that ball, fouled in the process. First foul of the game, it is by Sipčić, the centre-half, quite high up the pitch. Has to be said. Ortola not taking any chances, coming out there to clear his lines. Poor header there by Merkelanth. By far the arguably most talented player on the pitch. Definitely for Mirandés, their top goal scorer with 12 goals in 29 games this season in La Liga Smartbank. Currently on loan from Real Sociedad. The side currently known for their brilliant young Spanish wingers. A player quite fairly compared to Oyarzábal, the current Real Sociedad captain. Sipčić trying to lay it off for Aitor Sanz. Tenerife doing well to get the ball back. Here's Luis Milla. Alex Muñoz plays it back to the midfielder. Milla decides to go with a brilliant through ball. Just caught out, though, by Malsa. And Mirandés wanted to start a possible quick counter-attack. Luis Lopez was having none of it, instantly taking down Marcos de Sousa. Second foul only in 3.5 minutes of play here. There on the sidelines, Andoni Iraola, the Mirandés manager. His side really starting off well, returning from lockdown. Started with a 2-1 home win against Numancia, followed by a 1-2 away victory at Huesca. Unfortunately for them, though, at the weekend falling 2-1 again, but this time at home against Ponferradina. More on that game later on. Ortola again not taking any chances, although did manage to find Dani Gómez. Striker unable to keep possession in between the white lines. Sanyan lays it off for Ode. Here's Guridi, another player for Mirandés, currently on loan from Real Sociedad. In fact, both him and Merkelanth are the only two players in the Mirandés squad to have ever played in La Liga Santander. Mind you, not as many minutes as probably either player would like, but still, I can say they have a few La Liga appearances. Now playing for Mirandés this season, trying to help this side reach La Liga Santander. At this point in the season, a fight in the playoffs is still an option for Mirandés. Still have 7 games to play. As mentioned earlier, a win for the visitors would see them pop up at least to 5th in the table. Of course, teams like Elche and Girona will have something to say about that. Luis Lopez for Milla, coming back to help out defensively. Him and Aitor Sanz, regulars in the double pivot for Tenerife. A brilliant ball from the captain, Alex Munoz, with a great low cross. And Moore was coming into the back post. Had to be dealt with by the Mirandés captain, Quijera. But what a brilliant through ball that is from Aitor Sanz, the Tenerife captain. Limones didn't know how to react. Lucky for him, though. Calmly dealt with by the left back at the back post. We will be getting, though, the first corner of the game. Just under 7 minutes in. Shaq Moore is going to take it for the home side. Lays it short for Luis Milla. Back to the American. Here's Aitor Sanz. Hits the shot. And what a brilliant finish that is! He'd played a perfect pass just a couple of minutes ago. And now on that left foot, finds the bottom corner, beating Limones from quite a far way out. No one was there to close him down. And 7 minutes in, the first clear shot on target. And not only that, it goes into the back of the net. Aitor Sanz, the captain, making it Tenerife 1, Mirandés 0. Here we see again, it doesn't take a deflection, but the dip and the angle he puts on the ball, really with the, what we'd say, the outside of his foot. Didn't catch Limones out, just wasn't quick enough to go to ground, the Mirandés goalkeeper. And Tenerife, with this result, would be important for them because it could see them jump up to 10th place in the table and also temporarily overtake their Canary Island local rivals, Las Palmas. Tenerife, since the restart, have been literally what you could call fairly even. They've won a game, drawn a game, and unfortunately lost a game for them. They started with a defeat, a 1-0 defeat away to Fuenlabrada. Their last home game here at the Eliodoro Rodriguez Lopez Stadium was a 0-0 draw against Malaga, but last week, at the weekend, really doing well to get a 2-1 away win in Santander against Racing. If this result was to stay like this, Tenerife would be getting back-to-back wins for the first time since February. There we can see for a minute Rubén Baraja, the home manager. He'll be pleased with how this game has started. Tenerife have kept the possession early on. And a brilliant strike from Aitor Sanz. Probably sending shockwaves through the Mirandés defense. But they still haven't reacted, Mirandés, in this game. Alex Muñoz wanting the foul. Nothing was given by the referee. Sipcic plays it back to Ortola. Sipcic, one of the players to have recently signed a contract extension at Tenerife. He mentioned he was very pleased when the club came in with the offer. He did also admit he was quite surprised. But here he is, happy to be here and starting for Tenerife on this Wednesday afternoon in the Canary Islands. More chasing down Quijera, who forcefully has to play it out. It will be a throw-in for the home side. Joselu, one of the two strikers, him and Dani Gomez. They'll be trying to poach anything they can inside the penalty area. Here he is now, Joselu on the ball. Trying to lay it off for Perez. Dealt with well by Mirandés. González, though, does take a heavy touch. And another one by Joaquín Muñoz. Throw in once again for the home side. Did well there, the left back. Aitor Sanz, the goal scorer, playing it back to Sipcic. Here's Moore now down the right flank. Plays the ball in. Alex Muñoz goes down, and the penalty is given. Joaquín Muñoz, the culprit for giving away what has been understood as by the referee as a penalty. Of course, the Mirandés winger is going to defend his case. But of course, if it is officially given, there we see Bermejo with the first touch. And Alex Muñoz, you could argue rugby tackle to the ground. Luis Milla is going to step up. It is, I believe, confirmed and given the penalty. 13 minutes on the clock. Tenerife could double their lead. Aitor Sanz, the captain, in midfield, scored the opener. His midfield partner, Milla, from the spot, can make it 2. Can both midfielders double Tenerife's lead? Limones in goal for Mirandés. I think Milla still waiting for confirmation. It is going to be given. Referee blows his whistle, and Milla off the post and in. Brilliant penalty from the midfielder. And now, just about to tick over 14 minutes into the game at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López Stadium. Tenerife make it 2-0 against Mirandés. Both holding midfield players have got the goals. And when you've got players in that midfield like Luis Milla, 25-year-old, one of the shining lights in La Liga Smartbank, taking the penalties and doing their job, it's a brilliant penalty. Sending Limones completely the wrong way. Luckily for Milla. It found the correct side of the post. And there you have it. 2-0 lead for the home side. Mirandés still yet to react in this game. Not the start Andoni Iraola wanted for his side. Rubén Baraja, though, on cloud 9. Alex Muñoz, the man who was fouled to get that penalty. Fouled once again here. This time by Álvaro Peña. Referee Jonander González Esteban having words with, I believe, Rubén Baraja on the sideline. The foul is pulled back in the end and played forward now by Tenerife. Joselu with the header, trying to lay it off for Dani Gómez. Limones making it clear to his centre-backs he had that under control. Goes long, the Mirandés goalkeeper. Guridi. González, the right back, trying to get forward, but again, it's Luis Milla all over the pitch. And there we see brilliant play out the back by Tenerife. This is not an exaggeration. Tenerife have had all of the ball in the opening 16 minutes. Mirandés yet need to get a foothold in this game. Their possession has been short and basically non-existent. Not even a shot. But obviously they haven't had the ball long enough to create anything concrete. The early goal from Aitor Sanz out of nowhere, catching Mirandés by surprise, then conceding what, from a defender standpoint, a poor penalty to give away. Converted very well by Luis Milla. Álvaro Peña does well to lay it off for González, who's got space to run down the right-hand side. Joaquin, really well there to wriggle round Alex Muñoz. Pegged back, though, in the end. Guridi makes the run forward. But really well defended there. But possession instantly given away. And the shot from quite a long way out by Malsa. No real threat for Ortola in the Tenerife goal. Going to go long, the keeper. It's been a quiet start to the game for Alex Bermejo on the left-hand side of midfield for the home contingent today. One of the really good offensive players that the club has at their disposal. Bermejo, one of the goal scorers in Tenerife's win last week at the weekend. A 2-1 away win against Racing Santander. Tenerife started the brighter side, helped by a fabulous goal scored by Joselu from nearly the halfway line after catching Lucas Zidane off his line. Racing trying to respond in that game but couldn't, and Tenerife got the second just 7 minutes into the second half, with Bermejo getting that one, rifling in a rebound off the crossbar. Jonander Perez would get the consolation goal for Racing in stoppage time. But Tenerife would leave Santander with all 3 points. And you can clearly see it in today's fixture, brimming with confidence, already 2-0 up against Mirandés. There have been a lot of draws in Tenerife's season. Many games where they've been accused, and frankly, rightly so, of not being able to close out games and conceding late equalizers. Speaks for themselves, really. They've got 11 victories this season, 10 draws and 13 defeats. But most of those draws, even mentioned by Rubén Baraja himself, the Tenerife manager, should have ended in victories for the home side. Another corner will go for Tenerife in the 20th minute. And what you hear now in the 20th minute itself is the applause to infinity, an initiative from La Liga to bring support and spirit of the fans back into the stadiums, paying tribute to the comeback efforts made by everyone during these last few months. And in that minute to infinity, Dani Gomez trying to head in what would be the 3-0. At the front post, being covered by Marcos de Sousa. You could see the discomfort of the Mirandés striker, looking at his teammates, not happy with how that corner was defended. Still lucky for them, the header very far over the bar. Guridi and Malsa getting in a bit of a mix-up there. Possession still for the visitors. González laying it out wide for Joaquin. Alex Muñoz really pressing well. Guridi playing it back to Sanyan. Quijera down the left. Breaks forward for Mirandés. Puts in the cross. No one there. It was quite a poorly placed cross, to be fair. Easy catch for Ortola. Rubén Baraja. Watching over. Milla for Luis Lopez. Back to the midfielder. Joselu doing well to lay it off to Perez. Once again, Aitor Sanz now. Bit of a heavy pass for Alex Muñoz, the left back. Another very, very good player in La Liga Smartbank. Both him and his teammate Milla, highly rated players in the division. Quite a few of them, including Merkelanth, who's been pretty quiet today for Mirandés. 3 players who are highly regarded as future players in La Liga Santander. Unfortunately, at least not this season, it won't be with Tenerife going up to La Liga Santander. Mirandés still in with a shout, but things are not looking good in this match itself. Still lacking that rhythm in play. Of course, we saw it in some of the games that were played yesterday. The first fixtures in matchday 35 at La Liga Smartbank, quite a few heavy legs. It is the 4th game back since the restart for all sides. It has been a hell of a season for Mirandés. The club arguably currently living their best ever season in nearly 100 years of history. Nearing a playoff spot to get to La Liga Santander, and also before quarantine hit, they managed to reach the semi-finals of La Copa del Rey, sadly falling against Real Sociedad with a goal in the last minute of the second leg. Mirandés went on an incredible journey in that run, beating sides from La Liga such as Celta, Sevilla and Villarreal. only falling to Real Sociedad. Very impressive season for the visitors here today. But it has been quite taxing, those extra Copa del Rey fixtures in and around the turn of the new year. But of course, when you're winning, you won't be hearing any complaints. We have seen it in many leagues all over the world. Returning from quarantine has stopped the progress, shall we say, of some clubs that were flying high before play was stopped back in March. Here's Joaquin fighting down the side against Alex Munoz, but the left back does well to deal with it. Joaquin, the culprit for giving away the penalty. Álvaro Peña laid it off for Malsa. Quijera. Back to Peña. Guridi. Malsa going forward, goes for the shot again. Went in between both centre halves, Sipcic and Luis Lopez. But Ortola followed that ball all the way. Here we see a replay of that shot. Mirandés slowly growing into the game, leveling Tenerife with shots on target. We really do have a clear idea as to who's taking their chances better, as we've just passed the halfway mark in the first 45 minutes. Replay of the foul committed by Ode on Dani Gomez. Luis Milla on set-piece duty. Quite a far way out. Likely going to play the ball, loft a pass into the danger area. It's actually played wide. Perez, the right back, puts in the cross. The header, and to the hands of Limones. Got a good jump there. Dani Gomez to head the ball forward. Mergelanz unable to catch that long pass from Limones. Good, strong header forward. As Dani Gomez claiming there was a handball there by González. Clearly not happy with that decision, the Tenerife striker. Foul was given in the end. De Sousa hardly seen any of the ball in this game, but neither have his side as a team seen more of the ball anyway. Tenerife keeping a good control of the game. Still more than an hour of play to go. Anything can happen in football. That's the beauty of the game, which we are so glad to have back and are able to show it to you. La Liga Smartbank. Bermejo, seeing that Limones was off his line, maybe we're going to get a replay of what we saw Joselu do in that last game against Racing Santander. This time, though, the keeper did get there. Possession given away by Alex Munoz. And with that ball going out of play, the referee, Jonander González Esteban, takes advantage to cause and call for a cooling break. Of course, forced now a part of the rules and schedules in every half. On the 30th minute, both in the first and the second half, we will be seeing cooling breaks, hence the reason why in every game, in nearly every division in world football now, we're seeing 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time added to each half. Here we see Andoni Iraola clearly not happy with his team. Here we can see a replay of the opening goal. Moore laying it off for Aitor Sanz. No one closing down the midfielder. And you'd argue it wasn't even that hard of a shot. It was just really well taken. Managing to just catch Limones early. And there we see the penalty, the second goal. Just 7 minutes later, Luis Milla doing well to find the back of the net. Cooling break over. Play will resume. Merkelanth and Malsa in discussion. Play will resume with the throw-in. Possession once again given away. Joselu laying it off for Dani Gomez. Joselu with the shot, blocked by Malsa. Brilliant little bit of play there by Alvaro Peña. Fortunately for him, runs into a brick wall, and his name's Luis Milla. Lovely bit of skill there. Again from Mirandés. Ball forcefully played back. Malsa. Oridi plays it back to Malsa. Trying to play the ball in between the lines for De Sousa. Kind of a bit of a push and shove there with Sipčić. But possession is still for the visitors. And possession was thought to be for Tenerife. But Luis Milla's tackle a bit too heavy for the referee's liking. It will be called back. And it will be a free kick for Mirandés. Merkelanth going to play the ball in. Caught there by Peña. No one could get a rebound at the back post. Sanyan managed to keep it in play and get a corner. Ball coming off the left back, Muñoz. This is the first corner of the game for Mirandés. Can Mirandés get themselves back in the game? Corner played in off the front post. Joaquin running into the referee. Ball will be played once again into the danger area. And it's dealt with well by the defense. Mirandés now definitely enjoying their longest spell of possession. Mergelanth trying to play the 1-2 with De Sousa. Luis Lopez forced to play that one long, as 4 Mirandés players are trying to close him down. Dani Gomez runs forward well, tried to lay it off for Moore, but it was caught out really well by Sanyan. Mergelanth now playing on the right-hand side, goes out wide, and the left back, Muñoz again, one of the pivotal players for Tenerife, gives away a corner, but avoided another low cross into the danger area. That's 2 apiece now for corners in this game so far. Joaquin waiting to take the corner. I believe there's a bit of pushing and shoving between players from either side. Joaquin now given the green light to take the corner. It's played low. Brilliant set piece, but the shot hit first time by Álvaro Peña. Very far over the bar. Regrets that decision. That clearly was a play worked on the training ground. Álvaro Peña really catching out Tenerife's defense on the edge of the penalty area all on his own. Just couldn't keep the shot down. That would have at least cut the deficit to 1 goal. Still everything to do for Mirandés. But Tenerife have held their own since going 2-0 up. Chances have dried up from the home side so far. But they do have no need to risk everything. Peña on the right-hand side. Plays a looping cross to González, takes the shot. Bit of wishful thinking there. Didn't go on target, but wasn't the worst of efforts from the right back. Doing well to keep possession in that midfield. Aitor Sanz shoved to the ground. Dani Gomez with possession, but referee claims there was a foul. And it is O'Day, I believe, who's down. I think we could see there in the replay getting trod on, I believe, or maybe it was an impact of the it's an impact of the knee. Seems in quite a bit of pain. Andoni Iraola's centre half, probably of the impact with Tenerife's number 9. Dani Gomez. Mirandés, based on their squad size and injuries, do have less players than Tenerife on the bench. We were seeing Álvaro Rey warming up. Here we can see it again, a better idea. I believe it was there. You can see the knock between both knees. Dani Gomez luckily seems okay, but it's O'Day who's struggling. Álvaro Peña getting instructions on the sideline by Andoni Iraola. Clearly in quite a lot of discomfort there. Or they. Gomez discussing it with the referee. It wasn't an intentional foul, I believe, from the striker, but play, of course, was halted. And Ode does not look like he'll be able to continue. Of course, this is not a time and a situation in the current season where injuries can be taken lightly. And this number 5. Still awaiting confirmation if they can continue. It's not looking good though for the centre half. He goes down again on the side of the pitch. Mirandés currently down to 10 men for the final 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Gonzalez. Malsa currently playing makeshift centre-back for Mirandés. Sanyan laying it off for Quijera. Malsa, defensive midfielder. It's Gonzalez again. It's a good pass, just cut out again by Alex Muñoz. Cleared away by Tenerife. Malsa did well there with his first touch. Buridi. Possession still for the visitors. Possession now given away though. Luis Milla lays it off for Moore. Does well to go out wide. Milla making the run forward, being defended well by Sanyan. Couldn't lay it off. And the centre half did really well to not give away possession for Mirandés. John Guridi. Joaquin now. Merkelanth hesitated to take the shot. De Souza wanted to lay it off for Guridi, took a touch, and Gonzalez with the shot. Very far over the bar. Ode back on the pitch for Mirandés. Instantly getting the acknowledgement of Dani Gomez, the striker with whom he had the collision a couple of minutes ago. Of course, we are close to half-time, so we'll have 10 minutes or so to check back on that injury. Foul here on Merkelanth. Peña did well to hold on to the ball for as long as he did, but in the end was fouled by Moore. The American winger today, normally wing back. Merkelanth again on set piece duty. Cameras following Marcos de Souza and Sanyan, the two target men. 5 minutes of stoppage time added on. Ball played in. Dealt with well by Sipcic. Or they not chasing that one down. But it is a throw-in for his side. Or they still feeling that knee. Joaquin. Malsa chasing down the ball. Quijera with another good cross. Buridi playing a bit of a heavy pass. Back to Malsa, who goes all the way back to Limones, the goalkeeper. Possession lost. And back to the goalkeeper, Ortola, who has had, it's fair to say, a pretty calm opening 46 minutes. Ball goes long. We see there at the bottom of the screen Alvaro Rey getting ready to come on, but with that jump and foul on Malsa. The foul, I believe, by Joselu. There it is. Sees the striker as well get the first yellow card of the encounter. The striker staking his claim that he's only made one foul. But Alvaro Rey, one of the offensive players, replacing Ode, the centre-half, assuming this is now official. There we see Malsa, the central defensive midfield player, moving into centre-half. A injury-forced substitution. Malsa now playing at centre-back. Be interesting to see how Mirandés reshuffle the pack now. They have brought on another offensive player. It does look like it's Alvaro Peña who's playing further back. Merkelanth laying it off for Rey. And Joaquin went down. Was expecting to get something out of that. Not happy with that decision. Here we see again, lovely bit of play. Merkelanth to get round Luis Milla. There was a first shout for a foul. It wasn't given. Play resumes. Milla. Back to Ortola. Goes long. Dani Gomez trying to hunt down the ball. Sanyan does well to shrug off the striker. Alvaro Rey not conceding possession, and it is there. Alvaro Peña playing further back now, but it is another body to go forward for Mirandés, as Alvaro Rey has come on to replace Ode. Here he is now on the ball down the right-hand side. Plays it to Guridi. Peña can't find a space. Tenerife really well, playing with all 10 men behind the ball. 2 solid blocks of 4. Muñoz not taking any chances, goes long as the 5 minutes of stoppage time are up. And Yonander González Esteban blows his whistle for the half-time break. It's been a half of football where Mirandés have paid the price for taking their time to get into the game. A brilliant early strike, 8 minutes in, by the captain, Aitor Sanz from Tenerife. A brilliant opening goal, only for Joaquín Muñoz to concede a penalty. Only 6 minutes later, and Luis Milla would step up to take it. And at the break here at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López Stadium, matchday 35, it's Tenerife 2, Mirandés 0. Welcome back to the Eliodoro Rodriguez Lopez Stadium in the Canary Islands, Tenerife to be more specific. This is now live, the second half of the matchday 35 fixture in La Liga Smartbank between Tenerife and Mirandés. The first 45 starting perfectly, you could say, for the home setup Tenerife. A brilliant strike from Aitor Sanz on 8 minutes from outside the penalty area, opened the score sheet, and 6 minutes later, a penalty conceded by Joaquin Muñoz and converted brilliantly by Luis Milla, doubling the lead for Tenerife. Mirandés taking their time really until the halfway stage of the first 45 to get themselves in the game. Unfortunately, though, for them, with minutes to spare at the end of the first 45, Ode, the centre-half, picking up a knee injury in a collision with Dani Gomez, replaced by Álvaro Rey, an offensive substitution by Andoni Iraola. Malsa covering that position at centre-half, with Álvaro Peña playing further back as Álvaro Rey takes the right-hand side of the midfield three behind Marcos da Sousa for Mirandés. Only had a few minutes to warm up, getting an extra bit of exercise in before the second half kicks off. We did have 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, hence the late restart for the second 45 minutes here in this fixture. Tenerife comfortably controlling the game so far with 2-0 advantage, looking for back-to-back wins in La Liga Smartbank for the first time since February, after beating Racing Santander 2-1 away at the weekend. Mirandés looking for their third win since the restart, unfortunately falling at the weekend against Ponferradina. Their 2-1 defeat at home against Ponferradina, as said. The game was very level up until the 28th minute, when Pablo Valcarce opened the score sheet with a left-foot rocket past Lizoain to give Ponferradina the lead. It took Mirandés only 5 minutes to equalize, though. Mario Barco, after a good effort from close range. Unfortunately for Mirandés, they couldn't stop Valcarce from getting his second and the winner with an overhead kick with 7 minutes left to play, after Carlos Jr. was sent off for a second yellow card. That defeat ended a 3-game win streak for Mirandés, as they'd previously won the first 2 since the return and won their last game before the stoppage, a 2-1 away win against Alcorcón back in March. Now, though, in the Canary Islands, on Tenerife, they have 45 minutes to turn around a 2-goal deficit. Tenerife marshaled by that man, Luis Milla, in the midfield, pulling the strings. A brick wall alongside Aitor Sanz. A free kick, though, conceded, and the set piece played in by Mirandés, trying to find John Guridi, and it is the captain himself, Sanz, the first goal scorer, clearing it away. It's going to be a corner. First one of the second 45. Ball played in again at the back post, and there it is. Marcos da Sousa heading in at the back post. A great corner played in by Merkelanth, and 1.5 minutes into the second half, Mirandés instantly respond. They've cut the deficit in half. Everything to play for. Game on at the Eliodoro Rodriguez Lopez Stadium. It was the limelight that they needed. A very good header from the striker, Ortola, the Tenerife goalkeeper, and able to get a firm hand to it. The striker just peeling off Aitor Sanz, the Tenerife captain. And you can really agree that that is their clearest chance of the game, and they've taken it, Mirandés. Luckily, 1 minute only into the second half. Things could be getting complicated now for Tenerife. Can they find a reaction to keep their hold on the game. They only managed to draw a 0-0 draw against Malaga in their last home game here. Although the game before that was the last game they played in March before the forced stoppage, managing to pick up a 1-0 win here against Ponferradina. Rubén Baraja will not be pleased with conceding that goal just minutes into the second half. It's the ideal scenario, though, for Andoni Iraola. Must have had stern words at half-time. They needed a reaction if they were going to cut back a 2-goal deficit. Now, De Sousa again down the left-hand side. He got a bit of a muddle there in it with his footwork, but very well covered by Sipcic. Dani Gomez trying to chase down that ball. Limones not taking any chances. Heads it away. Of course, he couldn't handle the ball outside the penalty area there. Possession given away there by Joselu. Mirandés coming out of the tunnel with a bit of a spring in their step. Sanyan did well there to clear it. Álvaro Rey lays it off for González. Joaquin there, fouled by, I believe, Aitor Sanz. But nothing given, as Mirandés still had possession. They've given it away, though. Alex Muñoz quickly going to clear his lines. Plays it down the byline for Dani Gomez. Couldn't keep it in play. Shoved out of play by Malsa. Here's John Guridi. Álvaro Peña now for Quijera. Joaquin managing to win the throw in there. Of course, with the introduction of Álvaro Rey, Merkelanth has now gone into the number 10 role. Rey went to the right-hand side, and Joaquin Muñoz, who started on the right, is now playing on the left in this second half. With Marcos de Sousa still in front of them. Álvaro Peña with a bit of a hopeful shot, shall we say. Eventually not even going out of play over the goal. Going out for a throw-in down by the corner flag. Alex Muñoz in no rush to be taking this one. Still 40 minutes to play. Mirandés already look better in the opening 6 minutes of this second half than they did throughout the first 45. Already cutting the deficit to 1 goal. Guridi lays it between the lines for De Sousa. Bit of a heavy pass there by Merkelanth. Muñoz out on the left-hand side, comes inside, but loses possession. And Perez hoping that Dani Gomez could get to the pass, couldn't in the end. Mirandés doing really well to keep possession. Good ball forward. De Sousa in and around the penalty area. Lays it off for González. Álvaro Rey. Beg pardon, González playing it in behind him. It's a good cross, and it's De Sousa off the post. A brilliant effort from the striker. Nearly getting himself a double. And what a reaction that would have been 7 minutes into the second half. It's a great effort there. Really well played by Álvaro Rey. Joaquin just missing the header. Tortola was planted in his goal. Very unfortunate for Marcos de Sousa, striker, with the goal scored a couple of minutes ago, scoring his 10th of the season in La Liga Smartbank. Player on loan from Valladolid until the end of the season. Of course, until the end of the season, technically most loan contracts are expiring in the next 6 days. Of course, most clubs having to re-sign players on loan at least until the end of this current season. He is playing today, though. Getting one, nearly bagging a second. Football really is a game of two halves, because you could argue that since the break, Tenerife looking slightly out of sorts. Mirandés looking like a completely different team. Tijera sends the ball forward. Luis Milla again helping out in defense. Ball looped forward to Bermejo, who really has had a quiet day so far. Luis Milla brilliantly shrugging off two players there. Here he is again in possession. Aitor Sanz. Right back now. Perez for Moore. Puts in a cross. It's a brilliant cross. And Dani Gomez had the 3-1 there. It was an absolutely fabulous cross from Shaq Moore down the right-hand side. Dani Gomez is going to have nightmares about that one. It would have been a brilliant finish if he had got the right connection. But the ball miles over the bar. He will not be happy with his finishing there. Will he have another chance, though? Keeps possession on the edge of the penalty area. And Moore couldn't keep down the rebound. Merkelanth. Now possession with Quijera. Don Iraola wanting to get play quickly back underway. Here's Joaquin. Good ball forward for Álvaro Rey. Merkelanth. Going to need a little bit more from him, Mirandés, if they want to get at least a point here at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López. Cross played in there to the back post by Joaquin. Not finding a teammate, unfortunately. Mirandés, as a club that really were flying high before the stoppage, and reaching that semi-final of La Copa del Rey, unfortunately falling to Real Sociedad. A club fighting for a playoff spot. Mirandés, one of the few clubs that have never played in La Liga. They had previously played a Copa del Rey semi-final, though. Back in 2012, they unfortunately lost 8-3 on aggregate to Athletic Club. Manager today for Mirandés, Iraola, was playing for Bilbao on that day. Iraola from the Basque Country, played a large majority of his playing career for Athletic Club, retiring in 2016. He played his last year of football at New York City in the MLS. A very solid right back for Athletic Club. started his managerial career only last season when he was named manager at AEK Larnaca in Cyprus back in June 2018. Unfortunately for him, he was sacked in January of 2019 after failing to win a single game in his last 2 months at the club. He then took over Mirandés from Borja Jiménez last summer. And what a season it's been for him, his first season at the helm of Mirandés. Near a playoff position and a Copa del Rey semi-final. Here's Álvaro Rey. For Quijera. Tenerife now pegged back as the cross is played in and cleared well by Sipčić. Quijera once again. Joaquín laying it off for Guridi. Álvaro Rey again to Guridi, trying to play it forward. Joaquín goes down on the edge of the penalty area, and the foul is finally given. Referee Jonander González Esteban waiting to see if play could continue, as Mirandés still had possession of the ball. Aitor Sanz claiming it wasn't a foul there by Moore, but it is given. Quite a few players over the ball. Álvaro Rey, Merkelanz, and Quijera. Ortola setting up his wall. It's not far out. Sanyan as well getting involved in the discussions. Álvaro Rey, the substitute now, and Merkelanz, the final two. It does look like it's going to be Álvaro Rey, but Merkelanz as well having a chance. It's a very central free kick. Half an hour still to play. It's Álvaro Rey, and it's over the bar. He did take a fairly short run up, but again, couldn't get the ball up and over the wall. Lasure is getting ready to come on for the final half an hour for Tenerife. This will be Rubén Baraja's first substitution of the afternoon. Foul there on Pérez, the right back, by Joaquín. Substitution now is going to take place. It is Joselu. He is on a yellow card, fairly enough. Replaced. He's had a quiet game, Joselu. Scored an absolutely fabulous goal in the last fixture for Tenerife. Today, probably not the game he was hoping for. Lasure coming on in his place. Pérez couldn't get to the header, and it is going to be a goal kick for Mirandés. Quijera with the throw-in. Possession nearly given away there by Malsa. Another foul given away by Joaquin. Milla to take the set piece. Going to try and put it into the danger area. Dani Gomez, the main target man now. And the header very far off target from Luis Lopez. The sun really has gone down now on Tenerife. Starting to get dark. 25 degrees though still. Here's Moore again with another brilliant cross. And now Dani Gomez doesn't miss. This time he finds the back of the net. It was a quiet pass played to Shaq Moore down the right-hand side. We'd seen a previously brilliant cross from the American down the right-hand side. Dani Gomez unable to convert that chance. Second time of asking, he doesn't miss. Mirandés started the half the brighter side. But it's Tenerife who get the game back into their hands. It's 3-1 with 25 to play. There could be possible doubts of an offside, but it's a great header by Dani Gomez. Again, has to be said, a brilliant cross from Shaq Moore down the right-hand side. Dani Gomez, still the top goal scorer at Tenerife. He had 6 in 30 before this one. It's now 7. But will the goal be confirmed by the referee and VAR? There was a possible shout of him offside by inches. But Tenerife, who have been fairly quiet since play has resumed for the second half. And they've managed to once again double their lead. VAR going to check it again for a possible offside. Sanyan, the player who is possibly keeping the striker level. Tense moment in the Eliodoro Rodriguez Lopez Stadium, because this decision could swing the course of the rest of the game. This goal would really be a big knock in Mirandés' confidence after by far being the better side. And the goal is officially given. It is 3-1 to Tenerife, confirmed, 25 to go. Mirandés now have it all to do again. They started off 2 goals down. An early goal from Marcos de Sousa from a corner. And Tenerife slowly finding their feet again in this game. It's another ball out wide to the right-hand side for Moore. He puts in another cross. This time at the front post, it's Bermejo trying to find it. Off target, though. Things are not going Mirandés' way. That's the 3rd dangerous cross that Shaq Moore has been able to put into the danger area. Dani Gomez not taking advantage of the first one, putting away the second, and we nearly had a quick third. Quijera playing the ball forward. Now Mirandés needing to really step it up a notch if they want to get anything out of this game. But at the moment, it's looking like they are going to suffer back-to-back defeats. Putting a dent in their playoff push. Gonzalez going down, possibly getting caught in the face. Tenerife doing really well to get this victory today. A defeat would have put them, or could still put them, in a dangerous position, very close to the relegation scrap. Malaga drawing yesterday 0-0 away to Lugo did give the Tenerife a little bit more of a breather, as they only picked up 1 point instead of all three to go level with them. Tenerife, a club that have not played in La Liga since they were relegated back in 2009-2010 season. It affected the club so much to the point where they were relegated to Segunda B, the third tier of Spanish football, for 2 consecutive seasons. They've stayed in La Liga Smartbank since the 2012-2013 season, after winning the title in Segunda B in that campaign. Here we can see a better image of the VAR camera, clearly saying it's not offside. You can see Dani Gomez is in line with the defense. Buridi ploughing forward, concedes possession though. Dani Gomez, surrounded by 3 players, decides to go it alone, gets round Malsa. But the defensive midfielder, makeshift centre-back, cuts that out. John Guridi, once again for Mirandés. Merkelanth trying to gain space. Luis Milla grabbing hold of the winger, conceding the foul. Quijera puts in another cross. Marcos de Sousa didn't get contact, but was unhappy that no one was there at the back post to get another touch. Malsa cutting out the run. Made by Dani Gomez, the goal scorer of the 3rd goal. We're about to see a triple change for Mirandés. Of course, now with the new rules in place until the end of the season, all managers are allowed now 5 substitutions over 3 separate intervals instead of 3 substitutions. It would be the 4th change for Andoni Iraola. Álvaro Peña. Gonzalez plays it wide for Rey. The touch from Bermejo. Now in midfield. Shaq Moore down the right-hand side. Dangerous position for the player. We've seen that earlier in the half. Aitor Sanz going to keep possession now. Plays it back to Luis Lopez. Tenerife still doing well to keep possession. Moore this time slips when attempting the cross. And now with 18 to go, a triple substitution. Mateus, Ayas, Ohemeng, and Íñigo Vicente, the three players coming on. Confirmation as the three who are coming off. It is Da Souza, the goal scorer for Mirandés, who's given way for Mateus Ayas. And Ohemeng replacing the captain, Quijera. Tenerife now going to make a double change. It is like for like. Ohemeng slotting in at left back. Vicente will be playing in midfield, probably giving Álvaro Peña a chance to go forward, and Ayas like for like up front. Replacements. Dani Gómez, the man who got the third goal for Tenerife, is now going to give way with 15 minutes to go. 3-1 up for his side. The third goal that could see 3 points staying in the Canary Islands. A very good header past Limones. Undabarrena, one of the two players coming on. Probably one more body in midfield for Rubén Baraja, as we will now have the cooling break, and Ramón Mieres coming on for Bermejo. $15 to go here. Tenerife still two more substitutions available to them. Mirandés have one remaining, but with 15 to go, they still find themselves 2 goals down after Dani Gómez responded with a 3-1 goal for Tenerife. They were knocking on the door. And another brilliant cross from Shaq Moore. 2 assists for the game. Laid the ball for Aitor Sanz to get the opener. And the third. 2 vital goals in this game. Play will resume with Malsa playing the ball from the free kick. Tola taking that quite calmly, bringing it down with his feet. Ohemeng lays it off to Malsa. Sanyan with a good ball forward. Íñigo Vicente cuts onto his right foot. Keeps the ball, plays a good ball. Cleared away by the defense. Mieres. Unable to keep possession there. Tenerife really having to work hard alongside their local rivals Las Palmas, the two sides that have to travel the most overall in this restart. 43,090 kilometers between either side. Obviously, the Canary Islands, a minimal 3-hour flight to the mainland, shall we say, the peninsula in Spain. The famous words of Pepe Mel before the restart, the Las Palmas manager saying they're going to spend half of the league's season in an aeroplane. They're not wrong. Today, playing on home turf. And it's working a treat for Rubén Baraja and his men. Just over 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time in this one. Since the third goal, Mirandés really have had the stuffing kicked out of them. They haven't been able to go back to their bright start in the second half. Tenerife, in fact, have just grown stronger and stronger as the half has gone along. They were by far the better side in the first 45. And clinically reopening that 2-goal lead with 25 to play. Another cross from Moore. It was offside for the winger. He's played a very good game. Shaq Moore, the American, 2 assists on the day. Caused Mirandés a lot of problems down that right-hand side. Ohemeng with a lot of pace, fairly a lot more pace than Quijera, the captain at left back, probably to try and keep Moore quiet for the final 10. Foul there by Undabarrena on Sanyan. Alvaro Rey fouled once again, this time by Mieres. John Guridi. Now it's Rey again. The winger who came on to replace Ode, the injured centre-back. Unfortunately for him, picking up a knee injury at the end of the first 45. It was an offensive change by Andoni Iraola, and based on how the second half started, you'd argue it was a good decision. Unfortunately, the clinical moment of the game, Marcos de Sousa could have got his second, hit the post with a slight overhead kick. Unfortunately, hit the post. If that had gone in, it would be 2-2. Probably be looking at a completely different game. Tenerife taking advantage of that. Dani Gomez with a near miss just minutes earlier. And then with 25 to go, headed in the cross from Moore to make it 3-1 for Tenerife. Vicente. Ohemeng. Goes wide. Puts in the cross. And Ortola getting both hands of the ball at the front post. Good effort from the left back. Mieres unable to get a better touch on that ball. Undabarrena is a holding midfield player, but he is virtually playing as a second striker since coming on. Just to add a little bit, couple of fresh legs in that high press. Miereth now. Moore still showing pace, doing really well to get around Álvaro Peña. Down by the corner flag. Doesn't concede possession. But he did there. Sandwiched in between two players from Mirandés. Ball won back though by Pérez. Miereth lays it off for Undabarrena into the middle. And Lasure couldn't get a better contact on the ball. Tenerife as well, getting ready to make their fourth substitution. A good ball forward for Miereth. Sanyan had to get there first. Cutting the ball off Miereth, who's still down after the collision. Referee was hearing none of it, has not stopped play. Mirandés also about to make their last change. Tenerife, though, do still have one more in hand as soon as Suso Santana, their veteran captain, comes on for the final minutes of the game. Alvaro Rey doing really well down the right-hand side, puts another good cross in. No one at the back post. Cleared away by Pérez. Ohemeng. Played back to him. Concedes possession. Aitor Sanz switches sides. Lasure. Alex Muñoz really well, who was really bombing forward in the first 45, been a bit more conservative in this second half. But Tenerife now doing really well to just hold on to possession. It is going to be Krisetic, the midfielder for Mirandés, and Suso Santana for Tenerife, waiting to come on. 4 minutes plus stoppage time remaining at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López Stadium. Good ball forward though. Merkelanth plays it back. Took a deflection off Luis López. No one there to get a tap in. Uridi can't keep possession either. Miereth. Pérez. Undabarrena. And again, keeping possession very well, Tenerife. Does seem like a lost cause now for Mirandés. Oh, brilliant. Bit of skill there from Pérez. Puts in the cross. A poor first touch from Malsa. Managed to make up for it, though. Although the cross from Pérez, the Tenerife right back, could have been better. A brilliant ball played forward for Merkelanth. Chased down by Sipcic. The winger keeping the ball in play. Vicente to Guridi in the penalty area. Gets the corner. Here we see a replay of that move between Miereth and Sanyan. You could see why there was, it did seem contact on the ankle, but nothing was given. Krisetic does come on for Mirandés, replacing Álvaro Peña. Tenerife are going to wait to make their change, but the cross from Álvaro Rey over the bar, claiming there was something, probably a corner shout, but nothing was to be given there. As now Suso Santana. Oh, come on. Rubén Baraja telling his side to calm down, to keep the ball. Here we see a replay. Álvaro Rey claiming that ball came off, I believe, Unda Barrena. And it is Shaq Moore, the man Suso is replacing. A brilliant performance. Suso and Bermejo, the two players on 5 goals at Tenerife, in the goal-scoring charts behind Dani Gomez, who got his 7th goal today, the 3-1 goal and possibly the winner. Malsa goes in the book for that challenge, unnecessary by the defensive midfield player, forced to play centre-back for the second half, coming in from behind on Mieres. Luis Milla, who's ran that midfield brilliantly for Tenerife today, puts in the cross, and the header just wide of the target. We nearly saw the 4th goal of the fixture there. Can confirm now we are going to have 6 minutes of stoppage time in this one. It was another brilliant cross from Luis Milla. Foul there on Sanyan. He's not happy with it. That challenge from Mieres. They've not really gotten along, those two, since Mieres came on, replacing Bermejo. Ball forward. Mateus Ayas tries to fight for it, gets there, but plays it back to no possible teammate, even though offside was given. Here we can see a replay. It was Mieres himself who got contact with the ball, just wide on the left-hand side of the goal. Gonguridi claiming there is time wasting. Tenerife are doing really well to win back the ball. Everything has gone through Luis Milla in the heart of that midfield. Alex Munoz running the channel down the left-hand side. Unda Barrena will see the yellow card for that foul on Crisetti. Just slipping there. Malsa when taking the free kick, luckily It wasn't caught by a Tenerife player. Grisetic plays the ball. And who's there to block it? Luis Milla once again. So calm on the ball. Uridi to Álvaro Rey. Back to the midfielder. Álvaro Rey. And Mirandés taking out Álvaro Rey there. Mirandés, the striker. What you'd call a striker's tackle. Fair assessment. Merkelanth over the ball. Plays it in, the cross. Sanyan. Shoved over. He is off the pitch though, so referee does not need to call back play. He's back on his feet in the centre half. Here's Malsa, goes for the shot. And wide of the target. He tried a similar effort twice midway through the first 45 there, Malsa. Same result, unfortunately for him. 4 minutes of the 6 have been played of stoppage time. This is going to be a well-worked and well-deserved win for Tenerife. Back-to-back wins for the first time since February in La Liga Smartbank. Two brilliant first-half goals from Aitor Sanz. And a penalty very well taken by Luis Milla. With Dani Gomez killing off the game and cancelling out Marcos de Souza's early second-half header from the corner. Merkelanth puts in the cross now. Very well cleared by Luis Lopez. It drops for Álvaro Rey. Takes the shot. Shifted the ball onto his left foot, but found the wrong side of the post. Good effort though from Álvaro Rey. Cleared very well by Luis Lopez. Ortola did seem to have it covered. Final minute of play here. As Malsa plays it back to Limones. He goes long. Ah yes, loses out the header. Luis Milla. Onda Barrena. Ball played forward brilliantly for Suso. He's onside. Down the right-hand side. Puts in the cross. Mirandés, saved by Limones. And there he is again. Pops up to make it 4. Luis Milla. The man has run the game. And he kills off the game with the last touch of the ball. Game, set, and match. Second goal of the game. 3-goal difference against Mirandés. It has been a man-of-the-match performance from Luis Milla. We'll be needing confirmation from La Liga. But there is a possible claim for offside on Suso Santana. Down the right-hand side. Mirandés shot very well saved by Limones. No one covering the run from midfield by Luis Milla, who rifles it into the top corner, out of the goalkeeper's reach. It will be checked. But if it were to be called off, it would just be a small consolation for Mirandés. They've been outplayed today by Tenerife. They showed bright spells at the beginning of the second half, but Tenerife overall had the legs, had the composure, kept the ball very well, took their chances. And the goal has been officially given. No offside, and referee Jonander González Esteban blows his whistle for the end of the game. It's been a very good game of football, at least from a Tenerife point of view. Back-to-back wins in La Liga Smartbank. Unfortunately, back-to-back defeats for Mirandés. That puts a real blow in their playoff position push. Tenerife, meanwhile, temporarily overtake their local rivals Las Palmas, jump up to 10th place in the table. It is a 4-1 win at home for Tenerife. 2 goals in the first half, 2 in the second. Brilliant performance all round from this side, from the Canary Islands. It ends here at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López Stadium. Tenerife 4, Mirandés 1.